live to the event. So connecting live video. Okay, we're there. We are live in the event.
We are live.
No.
Do.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Did you have a good day?
It was an interesting day.
Cool.
Typing and thinking off the side.
Facebook seemed kind of slow today, and usually Tuesdays are crack-a-lackin'. I don't know if we've lost our get up and go or it got up and went.
Okay.
Sean. I want to call him Shane. Sean.
Shane.
Oh, Shane. Shit, Shane. Oh, like Shane Smiley. Shane Smith. He's got two first names like me, Marvin Ray, and then when you get pissed off, Richard in the middle. When my mom
don't be such a Richard.
When my mom would say, Marvin Richard Ray, you get in here, dude, I was out of there. I knew it was hitting the fan.
You know it. And also, as an interesting side note, this is the first time I'm going to try streaming to YouTube, too.
Oh, it will stream right to it.
Supposedly. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know anything on that side. And frankly, I'm not concerned as to what it's going to look like.
We can always delete it. No big deal. But
yeah.
Wahoo. Where's our Shane at? Did you remind him?
Yeah. Talked to him this morning.
Oh, good.
He messaged me. He says, trying to get back for the Tuesday for the show. Now, what's the worst that happens? We have to wing it and have some fun and just play the crowd.
Oh, freak. You've done that before.
Yeah.
And with that hat, you got it going on, dude. What
was the Fred Flintstone?
That's pretty good. Hat? That's pretty good. Yeah,
this one's a lot cooler to wear too.
Dave's still having a problem, huh? Yeah, won't let me connect video, record, or mic rebooting.
Well, Shane says he's got a pizza and Sprite. Bobby says he's got a ham and cheese sub and a Pepsi.
There you go. Bobby actually called around and checked on those shops that from that one company. He said, so at one of the GM dealers, those numbers seem to be on the money. Mind you, like Dave said, even though they're 70 to 100,000, you're talking East Coast. That's like 40 or 50 here maybe, but
yeah. So those numbers that Shane's going to be making?
No, these were the numbers on when I found that website today.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out if they're real or not.
Right.
You know, I did that video on My Certified Mechanic. 309 people reached in a day and a half. It's the most I've ever had. Video works, like they say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do enough of it. I got to get off my butt and do more. I'm going to do that Denali tomorrow. I'm going to video stuff on it. I'm going to use it for a test subject on carbon cleans if it needs one. I'm going to show some of these boneheads how they're got their head stuck in the sand.
Yeah, definitely worth showing because that's something that not everybody knows about.
Especially before and after vacuum. Well, I don't care. You know, the guys that don't know about it, I want to train, but the guys that say it don't work, so I want to push their face in the mud because I've seen it happen and work so many times.
Right.
So where is Shane?
No idea. If he pops in, we may just have to wing this for a few minutes and just talk content, talk whatever, and
yeah, we can talk about.
We can have some fun. We can play the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I can play that. We'll talk about the class and what we got going on, and guys that are signed up. And
yep, I told him.
So how do you know that Bobby and those guys said something? Are you on the Facebook too?
Yeah. Well, I put up a post 10, 12 minutes ago. I said, getting ready to go live. Grab your popcorn and get ready to have a good time. So Shane said pizza and Sprite. Bobby said ham and cheese and a Pepsi.
Well, there we go.
So, yeah.
Where do you find that? I go to...
I posted in the event.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go for the event. Upcoming event.
Into the group, top side, the top thing.
There it is. Messages. Well, I got a ham and cheese sub and a Pepsi. Let's go.
Nothing back from Dave yet. It's fine. Okay, I got computer, screen, phone. All three of them have different facets of this up.
There you go. Watch and learn, right?
Let's see, 59.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be you and me for a while. I can bring anybody else in if we need to.
Sounds like a plan. We'll just have to say, while we are waiting.
About a half hour ago, I had a feeling it was going to work out this way.
Did you?
Yeah.
You think he's going to bail on us?
Yep.
Really?
I suspect he's actually running his business, and it's just going to be, doesn't line up. That's just my hunch.
Okay, well.
And I don't think it's blown off in the bad way. I think it's blown off because he's legitimately got things he's doing.
Yeah.
All righty, you ready?
Sure, let's go. Rock and roll, dude.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Live with Mechanic Alliance. Tonight, you've got me and Marv on one of those sides, that side over there. You'd think I'd get this right after having done this for a while.
Who knows?
Hey, Marv got it right. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
so we are currently in a holding pattern. We're missing Dave, and we're missing our guest of honor. So we're just going to play this. You guys get us for a few minutes. We're just going to be having a blast, talking stuff. You know, you'll notice the Viking hat's gone. But, you know, I don't exactly have the piece of wheat stuck in my teeth to talk like I'm from a farmer or nothing. So, you know. Yeah. So, anyways, while we are waiting, let's talk about some of the things that we got coming up. Marv, I know you've got something that you're just dying to talk about.
Well, yeah, we got the training coming up, which we're real excited about. We have our 3-class series that's coming up. We have some guys that signed up for it. I think we had one that's not going to be able to make it, so we have a seat empty on that. But we are going to be talking about some great stuff. Bobby is actually going to be teaching the 2nd class, so you'll have to live through my boredom to get to his. But nonetheless, we're going to be talking about understanding inputs and input sensors and actuators and what they do. You looked at the class, and you're new to the Diag. So, Eric, now I'm going to send it back to the presenter. What was your thoughts of the class?
You know, looking through the preview stuff, now keep in mind, guys, I'm not professional. I learned something. I learned some stuff about the diagnostic trouble codes, trying to speak that too fast. Yeah. I actually learned something about it that I didn't know before. So, but there again, you know, I can't say I'm as well versed as some of the guys in the group. And by the way, Bobby got the top comment. He got number 1 tonight.
He got number one. Well, he is number one. What can we say?
And Shane says Farmer Eric and his prize. Gonna finish that thought there, Shane?
Gotta love that one. So yeah, we're excited about that. Bob is going to be talking on. I like his philosophy. It's going to be isolating systems and the system or systems of the vehicle to trace down to the exact issue. So kind of take all that other stuff away as you peel that onion down into it. And then, of course, class 3, something I've done for 24 years now. 16 steps to 112, 117% of efficiency. And as you read through that, of course, one of the things that you don't get to see is the input we're going to have, the talk, the stories, the conversing back and forth of some of the things we've seen. So great class for some guys out there that we've seen out there that are looking for the help. And we want to let you know that, you don't know this yet, but in every class we do, we're going to be asking moving forward to give for people to give us the name of somebody they felt that would be worthy of getting a free seat in the class as a mentoring type deal. Because we believe in giving back to the industry. We always have. When I went out and trained, it's one of my best philosophies I think I ever did was I actually trained at high school auto shops, Votex, universities across the state. And every time I did a class, I invited the instructor and the students for free. It's that bringing everybody together. And so that's what's going to be fun about it. And then I saw you were talking about doing helping these guys with some social stuff. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. So with all the training going on, I know that there's plenty of guys out here looking to start on your own. And, as mechanics, we may not be the most tech savvy bench in the whole wide world. We know our realm. We know how to chase electrical. We know how to find the fault that's buried deep, lurking in the wiring harness with that one broken wire that only makes contact when you wiggle it just right. Finding all those things. So I'm going to put together a class on the social media side. What do you guys need to do to be effective? What are the things that you need to keep in mind? Where do you really need to be? Where do you need to spend your time? What's the value added? We're going to go over all those things so that way we can make sure that we hook you up to be successful right out of the gate. So that way you're not wasting your time spinning your wheels, doing anything that doesn't make sense. We want you to cut right to the chase and get the things going that really matter. And I apologize. My voice is a mess. Allergies are killing me this year.
And you know what? That's what we're about, right, Eric? I mean, that's what we've presented the whole time, and that's who we really are is to help. And it kind of took a different swing here. I mean, I've trained all my life. I love training, but when I started seeing, and I love these guys that are helping others out there, and I thought, well, let's put some economically priced classes together for these guys. It's not going to break the bank, and the 3 series will really get them a good jump start. And then with what you've got, I love to do the class, and I'll do this at a real cheap rate. I'm doing a carbon buildup class to really show some guys that I'm sorry, guys. I've done it for 24 years, and that shit works. But anyway, I've seen diagnostic problems fixed. So, we've taken a little bit of a turn that way. And I posted today as well that there's talent out there. If you've got talent and you want to help us and do some classes, then come on board. Let's work. Let's help each other. Let's make this happen as a community effort. So there's a lot of talent, and I'll help you build the PowerPoints. You go, oh, geez, I don't know what to do and all that. All you got to do is have the knowledge. I'll help you put it together. So that gives us a lot of room of where we can go and what we can accomplish. And that's the whole idea, is to do this, to keep, see, Zach already said an awesome idea, have a dude in mind already. And that's what we want to do. We want to give back. So
Travis asks, when you do your carbon class, are you going to cover media blasting with it?
Sorry, I'm a BG guy all the way. If you want, if somebody like Travis wants to come in and explain it with us, love to. Absolutely. Let's bring some guys in on it, because I personally haven't done it. When I had my diagnostic business, I opened in St. George 24 years ago. I haven't had my shops. I'd always been an interstate battery guy and always been a BG guy. And it's all about who's in your area to sell. It's like the guy that buys from Snap-on or the guy that buys from Mac or Matco. It's because they're the guys that take care of you. And I was always good with it. But when I opened my Diag shop, I actually tested it, because at that time it was fun. And I'm the guy that likes to tear that fuel pump apart after I ramped it or I ran the patterns on it and all that to see what it's doing. So I tested it, and I have a testimony of it. If others don't, that's okay. But I've seen what it can do as far as diagnostics. I've seen where we don't have emissions in our city, but people would actually come from Salt Lake 4 hours away to have me do a carbon clean. I was using the motor vac at that time to do a motor vac on their vehicle to go back because it wouldn't pass, and then it would pass. So I have a testimony of it. But, to each their own. I'm just going to share what knowledge I have, and others can share their knowledge. We'd be happy to see that and have some discussions on it. It's about, with me, it's about finding what's right with the system. Sometimes when I get a diag in and we have no codes and it's running like crap, and I run down through the scan tool and everything's still kind of looking okay, nothing really throwing something up at me, then I've always told the customer, and this is how I do it, is I say, hey, I know, Eric, so here's what we've got. This is what we've done. This is what we accomplished. Here's where we've gone. For me to be on a clear playing field, I've got to do a carbon clean. And usually I'm able to show that by pulling the throttle and wiping my finger in there and showing what it looks like. And they go ahead and have me do it. And I got to tell you that I'd say 85% of the time, the problem went away. Carbon is a big problem with the GDIs, the rings, the oil side of it, and all of that. So we got that coming on, and we won't stop. We had Zach was asking about a Euro EPROM class, and so I reached out there. We'll see. We do have a guy here locally that could do it, but he wants to be the first person in town with the ADAS, and so he's studying and getting ready for that. Otherwise, he would do it. But if not, in the meantime, we'll find somebody else, and let's just start sharing some of this with the group and helping out where we can. So I appreciate these guys. We also had today, I might point out that I love the group we have. Owners will reach out to me. One owner reached out to me today and said, hey, can I post on your website? Can I post on Facebook for a technician? And I checked them out, looked at everything, liked what I saw. And then what my next question was? How do you treat your guys? And he came back with stuff that I was really impressed with. And so at that point, we don't want to let just anybody in, if you will. We want to have those that our whole idea is that they take care of it. So this one, he provides PTO and health insurance. His one guy's been with him for 7 years, and he's $40 an hour with a 40 per hour week salary and paid training, 2 weeks PTO, health insurance. He just got back from 5 days in Florida for the STX conference. I sent him 2 days there early for some R&R. Now, would you tell me that's the guy that the shop that cares for his guys? I would think so.
Yeah, it even provides that PTO for that way you can mow your lawn with your tractor. Oh, wrong PTO.
Yeah.
It's the farmer hat talking. You got farm in my veins.
So, he takes and he broke down every one of his helpers and who they are. And so, those kind of guys, yeah, we want in shops. We want you to be a part of this. We want you to share. Oh, look, somebody joined us.
Dave joined us. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Dave, I cannot.
We love technology, don't we?
Oh,
when it works.
Right now, I'm not so happy with my tongue. It's not working like I need it to. I can't say Tuesday Night Live or diagnostics or any of those things.
Yeah.
Anyways, while we're talking classes, Zach says, how about an EVAP class with all the different manufacturer strategies?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I know nothing about it, so that's awesome.
Yeah, and Travis said in there about a smoke machine, and that's absolutely right. So those are all great ideas. And guys, Zach, Travis, we'd love to have you come on and help with it. We really would, because we don't want to do it all. This is a community effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And Travis, we are looking for suggestions. If there is something out there that you guys want to see,
yeah,
just say it. We'll put together everything you need for it. And we're not going to rake you over the coals for this. We're going to make it reasonably priced. We're going to make it accessible, so that way you guys can get into it. Now we're working on a platform where we can put everything after it's done, but one disaster at a time, please.
Well, and the guy that helps train it, we'll give him a little money too. We split it because it's helping each other. So I guess our live mobile guy didn't make it then. Is that what I'm thinking? We're already 12 after, so we're just going to keep rolling?
Keep on keeping on. We're having fun.
And we get that. Business happens. Business happens. So he's probably tied up in something, but we that's what we're here for. It's to do that and help out and get these young bucks out there going that need to understand a little bit more. And, I love what these guys are saying, because one of the things like Travis is saying and Zach is saying is let's see, best I did for someone before I opened my own shop was, okay. So that's great there, Kane, too. But the thing about these kind of things is I get heartburn when guys say I don't need training, because you're going to be trained one way or another. You can be trained or you can learn on the firing line, and you learn on the firing line out there in your business, it's going to cost you every time. So why would you not go to some training? Now, I know a lot of it's because of time. I know it's because owners won't go ahead and pay for it. But, we got, Shane, I can't ever talk enough about Shane Smiley up there that $18, and I'll have a post that drops tomorrow, but in a year, $18 to $38 in over a year from helping him write a resume. Now he brings it to the table too, because you'll always have that, I can't find a guy and they're not worth shit and all that sort of stuff. But this guy shows up and he loves to get it done. And Zach, we can't help you about your damn internet, that it's awful. You're going to have to fix that yourself, brother.
We may have to do a pre-recorded teaching with that, Zach. I mean, we can do that without internet.
Oh, yeah, and absolutely we can do that, as well as, just hang in there, because from what I understood, I was in the Verizon store the other day, and Verizon bought all the unused satellites out in the wherever. It was a big bid against AT&T, I think, who bought Sprint, and T-Mobile, and they got it. So we're going to start having things are going to be beamed to us by satellite. So that's going to kick up some speeds in those kind of areas like his. So, it's about that. And then, we're working on so many things, got so many things going. And I think that's probably what holds us back half the time is me, because, look at this and look at this. But we also have now the My Certified Mechanic website is up and starting to populate our map. And on that map, what it's about is about bringing you guys together. If you're Travis, if you're Zach, who's on it already, Kane, any of you guys, whether you're your own tech out there or you're working for somebody else and you want to start building your notoriety, because really you need to, whether you stay at that company or not, customers come there because of you anyway. And what we do is that we want you to start getting that recognition of who you are for that business or for your own business, whatever it is down the road. And so that map does two things. One, it helps build the integrity of us nationwide. I think we have 40 shops on there now for consumers. Once we get this a little bit bigger, a lot bigger, then we'll start pushing to the consumers. But this is going to be our own little group. And anybody that's in our Facebook group gets that for free right now. But down the road, it's going to be $245 a year. That helps them with getting customers to them. That helps us getting together as a team. And so we got a lot of things going. And so anytime we can get any help, we'd be definitely happy to have your input. See, Zach saying, I'm going to put it out here. I want to teach the load testing and harness. There we go. Bang. Let's do her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you have to stay at the shop that night so you have good internet, but let's do it.
I think Zach, Travis says you may have to caffeinate your Wi-Fi a little bit. Or is that Wi-Fi? No, Wi-Fi. Got to get it right.
Yeah. So, but this is your chance, guys, for you to blossom. We've done this. This is a chance for you if you like to train, want to get out there and do it. There's no reason half of you out there, all of you, can't be a scanner, danner, or one of those kind of guys, because you got the knowledge, and that's what I did, and it's been fun. It's a good way to get back to the industry, and it's rewarding because the teacher always learns more than the student, because you got to put the stuff together. So it makes you sharper, actually.
Mm-hmm. And Rob, I work at a dealership, been forced to pass tests that I know I can't do in real life. Anyone that could help with electrical work would be awesome. Now, I'm just going to put it out there on the Mechanic Alliance page. $35 annually is what it's still at. There's all sorts of training resources, hiding back there. There's some real basic electrical stuff all the way up through some, more heavy duty advanced stuff. Now, those are just, totally individual led. Go through them, take a look at them. Now, Rob, I'll post a link up. Oh, I've probably got one hiding around here somewhere. There, mechanicalliance.com. You hit the pricing or even go to log in and you can start going down that road. There are a lot of trainings, back there. I did a video on it, back in December, I want to say, where I kind of went in and showed you that there's a lot of resources there. Take advantage of them. You won't find more resources for less money, guys. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and look at Bobby. I mean, he wants to already do that electrical. So absolutely, that's, we want to get into the actual wiring schematics. Some guys have an issue with wiring schematics. So this is the idea of this 3-class series, was to get some of these younger bucks up to snuff, and then we can start doing that as well to help everybody out. You got to start them somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, going way back, Kane says, as a Diag shop, do you focus on one particular issue group, or is it a pretty wide range of things that you go down the road of?
Oh boy, yeah. We go down a pretty wide range of what it is. I just took a call right now, talking with an individual, so Marv has developed diagnostics tests, their check sheet, flow chart, what have you, that helps you go through and take on all of the components in the system to be able to proper diagnosis there.
Yep. I know a lot of you guys like having the right system, the processes to be able to do it.
Yeah.
We want to make sure you've got that to be successful.
Every student of mine that's ever taken it, and I'll tell you how it works. Once you learn that system of what I do, you'll call me, because any class you take with us, you get tech help. Bobby and I are going to start working a type of tech deal as this grows. And for 90 days, this 3-day class, it's 1 class a month. These guys are going to get some technical on-hands help. So they run into an issue, they get a hold of us, we help them, because that's how, with virtual, that helps us be able to help them with it. And by doing that, they understand more of it. But once you get into that deal, I'd have guys that would call me and say, Marv, I'm having a problem on this. And I'd say, did you do the sheet? No, I didn't. Do the sheet, call me back. They never call me back because we miss stuff. I've done it myself. I like what Kane's saying here. I charge Diag on just about everything that isn't covered by my custom digital inspection. Most of my customers understand, but some don't. It's a hard sell. Well, Kane, I'll tell you one thing. I had a customer here just tonight, as a matter of fact, a lady. She lives about 40 minutes north of us. I'm going up to work on her vehicle tomorrow. And she says, quick question, what payment types do you accept? And does the diagnostic go towards repair, or is that added? And this is how you handle that. The diagnostic is just that. If it's something simple, then yes. If it alone will take about an hour, I take cash or card. Okay, sounds great, anytime. So at that point, if she'd have gone, well, that's too much, I'd have said, fine. And I know that's hard for some of you guys, Kane. I know that's hard to say, fine, but you have to build that. And what you'll find out is most of the time, they're going to stay. It's I love the guy that used to come into the shop and says, well, Joe down the street said he can do it for less. And I'd say, take it to Joe. And they would still stay. So, you need, like Bobby says, you need an attack plan for diagnostics. And that's ones you need to follow through on it.
You answered it as I was answering it in the chat bleachers.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that our mobile guy backed out on us, but we'll have to redo that one. So not a problem. This is good. I just hate it when people get into access problems, but
yeah.
But yeah, processes are key. Eric's exactly right on that one. It's you have to have a process, and you have to stay by it. We're not like that. We haven't been like that. Dave, when you were working years ago before you became an engineer, I mean, what was it like back then? Tell us.
Well, obviously, we didn't have the computer systems. I mean, yeah, okay. I was there when Chrysler came out with their lean burn system. Okay, that was as complicated as the computer systems got, and they weren't very good. But the deal is that it still followed a flow. You know,
Yeah.
if an engine didn't start, you know, it was still air, gas, or spark.
Yeah.
None of that has changed now.
Compression.
The way that it gets there has changed. You know, because now you've got a bunch of sensors that control your timing, that control your air fuel mixtures and so on and so forth. But the principle is still the same, and so a process is very similar in walking through that to determine where the issue is. And you know, just because you can take well, I had one the other day on this Nissan pickup. You know, the guy, his check engine light's on. You go and you hook up the computer. The computer throws an error code, it's mass airflow sensor. Okay, so what do you do? Do you immediately change the mass airflow sensor, or do you start checking some other things? And so I started looking at what the resistance was looking like, and on down. And then I started looking at the air coming in. Well, it turns out the guy has a K&N air filter on.
Bingo.
Okay. So I look at that, and then I pull the map of the sensor out, and I look at the wires, and the wires have got oil deposits on them. So go get go get some brake clean, basically. Clean and just spray it off. Don't wipe it off, but spray it off. Put it back in. Everything comes back to normal on the computer. He's off driving. Everything's just perfect. You know. So again, you know, it's still even the old stuff that I did. There's stuff that applies today, and having that process together or put together. Sure will save you a lot of time in the long run. Because had I replaced on that Nissan, had I replaced that mass airflow sensor, if I'd have replaced that, and he's still running around with his K&N filter, you know, months down the road, he's gonna come back to me and say, "Hey, the same thing happened again."
Yeah.
Okay. Now I take the opportunity to educate him on what's happening inside of his truck. Now, whether he chooses to keep that air filter or go with the standard paper type air filter from here on out, you know, that's his choice. But he knows now what the future will bring for him.
Well, and that's it. You know, it's it's not only educating your customer, but like I had in one of the posts that probably got buried is, guys, you know, I see this on the side about and Bobby's actually right. You don't roll that into repair. Why? I just,
No.
Why, guys, do we think we have to give this stuff away? My wife walks in the other day, $375,000 for a house 2 years ago. That same house just sold for $675,000. Now, that person bought a $675,000 house, and you guys are afraid to do diagnostics and want to roll it into the repair? I don't think so. They're buying a $60,000 car, and you want me to do it for free? Guys, they're spending money out there like there's no tomorrow, and you're not getting any of it because you're not asking for it.
Well, you know, and hey, guys, look, you go to a dealership, and a dealership, they charge, you know, $75 to $125 for the diagnostics. As a matter of fact, there's one here locally that charges $175.
Yeah.
For their diagnostics. Okay. And they'll tell you, okay, it needs this, 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 and this. Now, if you do the work here, then we'll waive that charge. Now, I know the service writer at this shop charges $175. They didn't waive that fee.
No.
It's rolled right into the repair costs.
Nothing's
hidden.
free.
They're still getting it, guys. And And so, yeah, if you want to do that, yeah, okay. Well, Mr. Customer, yeah, I'll waive it. But internally, you just raised your rate on your return, and you never quote hours. You never tell a customer, hey, well, that's a 4-hour job. You tell the customer, hey, that's a $600 job. And
That's right.
so,
That's right. And Bobby's saying here, and this is true. I did this in my first diagnostic business. I had the old Snap-on brick up there, and I think even back then it was about $2,500. And I put it on the front counter, and when customers came in, I'd say, "Hey, how much do you think that cost?" "Oh, about $150." No, it's $2,500, and they about crap. So that you got to educate your customer. You cannot be giving this stuff away. You guys aren't going to be around. The news said the other day, and of course it's all fake news, 8.6% increase in cost of living. Bull crap. My gas went up $2 a gallon. My groceries went up $50 a week. Everything's gone up, and they all are a lot more than 8%. So if you guys don't start doing this, you are going to be gone. It's that simple. But Dave, you're the business guy, P&Ls and all that. Can you survive not raising your rates right now and charging?
you can't. Not in this environment.
You're going backwards, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, your customer's going to complain. They're especially if you're one that quotes hours, they're going to complain. Well, gee, your rates were $85 last month. Why are they $150 this month? And also they're going to complain that, hey, my oil change was $45 last month. Why is it $70 this month? Well, you have something to go back on. You say, well, yeah, it did, but guess what? Oil prices went up. I have to charge for my oil.
Mm-hmm.
Parts prices have gone up because metals prices have gone up, and rubber prices have gone up. Everything else around you's gone up. So
yeah,
I have to do that to keep myself in business.
Well, and that's it. And if you don't, you will. The problem that I worry about some of these guys out there, and it's a legit worry, is that because they're not watching and they're not doing it, it's going to sneak up on them. It's just all of a sudden going to hit them one day, and they're going to know what the heck happened. Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be. We told you 3 months ago that you need to be doing this because you can't. It has to be. If you look at the cost of vehicles, the cost of housing, the cost of everything else, you're not. And I know even wages aren't going up. We was talking to dinner tonight with a lady that my wife's a realtor and she works at the brokerage, and all this stuff's gone up. And yeah, she hasn't gotten a raise, and you got to charge. Kane here. I like your comments tonight, Kane. R134 up 300%. Yep. You know what? That AC job's going to be $300. And the guys that say, well, that's a ripoff. No, it's not. My time's worth it. It's not my problem.
Absolutely.
I had your AC recharge. I think we saw a deal, and these guys can answer. We saw $250 to $350 was the average deal.
Yeah, that's about what it was a month or so ago when we were looking at it more closely.
That was 30 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't eat it. You can't eat it because if you eat it, you're not going to be around. You can't. Mm-hmm. You can't absorb the costs that are coming. To you everywhere else. Your insurance is going to go up, your credit cards. Some of you are probably, if you have businesses, SBA, Dave, are some of the SBA loans in the last 5-10 years, are they increased interest on them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you're going to have this SBA. I remember years ago when I had my shop, it went up 0.25%. I went, oh. Well, dude, guys, it's going to happen. And when it hits you, you're going to go, holy crap, you need to be ahead of that ball. You need to be charging now, not wait till it hits you and then raise.
Yeah, as those that have SBA loans, majority of those are variable rate loans, and they're tied to one of the indexes. Could be consumer price index. It could be. It could be any one of a number of indexes that it's tied to, but in general, you'll see if you have a variable loan with the SBA right now, that interest rate's gone up 0.75% in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, and so if you have a $500,000 loan and you've got a 0.75% increase, that's a significant amount of money that's going to come out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, that's the thing. And I do like what Bobby's saying there. You know what your competition is doing, but also you need to know what it costs you to be in business.
Yeah.
Because you got to lay this out. And that's where Dave's really good at that. You should have a business plan. You should be looking at P&Ls and understand them. It was one of those things that took me years to figure out. I had an accountant. He came to me every month and said, we lost a little bit, but percentage-wise, that's really good. I'm out on the road training 10 years later, 8 years later, and I'm going, my gosh, I could have bought a new pickup every year. So you put it into perspectives. And then when I opened my diagnostic shop here in St. George, true story. So I opened it and I'd learned from training that wasn't going to happen anymore. In 3 years, I had one loss and it was $110. And I'll never forget it because if I ever saw that lady, I'd ring her bell. So she comes in from Vegas. She's headed to Boston and breaks down in Mesquite, says they put a fuel pump in. It still runs like crap. It's a Ford, I remember, because I cleaned the mass airflow sensor like we talked about. And I charged her $110, and this was 24 years ago. And she wrote me a check, but it closed the account. And that's the only money I lost in 3 years. So it can be done, and you're not a bank. You can't do it. And I'm still mad about it, as you can tell. Not bad for 3 years worth of no losses, no carrying money, no anything. And that was way before we had all the ATMs. That was still the old card readers.
Yeah. And Marvin, to your point there, especially in this day and age, okay, let's just look at gasoline prices. Okay, gasoline.
No, let's not. It hurts too much.
I know it hurts a bunch. But gasoline prices, when they started increasing, they were increasing 10 cents, 20 cents, and even 40 cents a day. Okay, so you can't afford to look at your P&L over 30-day period. You have to be able to look at that P&L at a minimum on a weekly period and be able to adjust accordingly. Because right now, especially in this environment, costs of the things are changing on a daily basis. I mean, I look at oil and I look at the metals markets, the metals markets went so out of control that they actually shut down trading on metals for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And so, anybody that depended on metal, and hey, in our industry, do we need metal? They could not buy any metal for a 2-week period. Okay, so so you have to look at that. Some of those metals increased in that 2-week period over 600%. So
see,
you have to look at. You have to be looking at your stuff at least weekly, and unfortunately now you kind of have to look daily. But
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You got to know where your money is going, and even Kane asks again. You got to know where your money's coming from. We'll get that in just a second.
Mhm.
As a new shop, would it be ill-advised to be more labor than competition surrounding? I'm at 80, but need to raise, trying to earn customers. I kind of think you're doing yourself a disservice to be, cutting things off, attracting the knuckle draggers, the bottom feeders, the guys that bring you their own parts to,
we need to talk.
work
You need to reach out, Kane, and we need to talk. I moved to St. George, Utah from Red Lodge, Montana. And when I came down, I was strictly diagnostics. I was working and doing diag for the other shops and a couple dealerships, actually, non-model, make and model cars. But I came down and I opened above what everybody was at. And guess what they did, Kane? They bitched, but they followed. And by the time I'd left, I'd gone from, we were back then, I think we started around, in the 3 years, we were around the 35 mark. And I was going odd cents, 37, 77. And when I sold the shop, I think we were up to 52.77. And again, like Dave and we'd said earlier, you're not selling the labor. You should be selling it as a complete job. Hey, I need an engine job. What's it cost? Here's a complete job. I need a head gasket job. Here's a complete job. Don't break it down. Don't give them parts. Don't give them later. Here's the complete job. It's one price. That's what it is. There's just nothing to argue or talk about. But that being said, Kane, you've got to charge what you're worth, but be worth what you charge. People, it's not always about the money. It's that the job's done right. It's that you've taken care of them. It's the follow-up. And I know a lot of you guys and service providers are scared to death to call the consumer a week later. I call all my consumers a week later because if they're not happy, I want to know and I want to fix it right away.
Yeah.
So it's those little things that you do. If you try to be the cheapest, you won't make it. I guarantee you won't make it.
Think about this too, Kane. Now, if you're the cheapest in town, what kind of customer are you attracting?
Oh, absolutely.
You're attracting the guy that's looking for the bargain. And is he going to be a loyal customer ever? No, he's not, because he's going to go to the next shop that's $1 less than you. And then he's going to shop around and go to the next shop that's a little less. And I'll tell you right now from past experience, those kind of customers are the ones that always come back.
Yeah.
The ones that don't want to pay are the ones that will always be the one that says, well, you put air in my tires and now my water pump's out. You have to pay for that water pump.
Yeah.
Yep. The Groupon customers, says Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're the customer that will take 90% of your time. And honestly, guys, it takes years for you to get into this, and we want you to get there quicker because you have to build a thick skin in this industry. If I've got a 4-6 bay shop and I got techs out there, and I posted this the other day, Lucy's car's in there, and Lucy's kind of a pain in the ass and picks her car up late 3 weeks after it's done and all that sort of stuff. And I got Dave comes in and he throws that car down. He's driving his BMW. He needs the job done and needs it done fast because he's an attorney and needs it. You know what I do? Lucy's car I yell back to Bubba, pull it. We're pulling Dave's in. We're getting his done. She's coming back in later because I'm going to take care of my top customers because they're paying me and they're not afraid to. And that's the customers I want. It takes time to build that. And I know it's tough to say, I can't do it. I get calls all the time. All three of us capture the calls that come through. And you know what? We got no problem on the mobile side that, we're not going to do that. That one a couple weeks ago, it was a training experience for the consumer. I got my own rotors and my own pads. Will you put them on? I said, absolutely not. He says, I've never been able to figure that out. And I said, it'd be like you taking your eggs and bacon to Bishop's, which is a local cafe, and having them cook it for me. And he said, what is it? LMAFO. So we didn't do the job for him, but I think he kind of got it. I think it was kind of like, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And if it doesn't, tough, I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. King, reach out to me, Marv, or Dave.
Yeah.
Talk to us. We'll get on a Zoom call. We'll have a conversation. We'll see where you're at, see what we can do to help you. And, we've got all sorts of processes and systems that we have put in place to be able to help you no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
You want to work with us? We want to help you improve your business. We want to make things better for you.
Yeah.
Really reach out.
And
we don't bite hard.
No,
just kidding.
no,
we don't bite.
And we're already 6:40 here, but we were going to talk about mobile and all that. Guys, our mobile side is growing too. We're getting a lot of guys across the country, Massachusetts, Texas, Florida, Washington. We got guys coming on board. And that part of it, our person tonight that was going to be here was going to tell his story about how he started and where he's gotten to it. But we'll help you with that stuff. That's the biggest thing. The Viking will roll in with his ship and his entourage and his fork, like he's going to eat the bacon and eggs or something. But
my mother told me,
oh boy,
someday I would buy.
but it's. And we'd hoped he'd be here, and of course stuff happens. People get tied up in their businesses, but we'll have to do that again because Zach had said earlier we're sure learning how to ad lib a little bit because we always get some changes on stuff and all that. But nonetheless, you know, we hope that what we do out there is helping you guys. We appreciate you following us. You know, and Kevin here says, I install parts, I just charge more. Kevin, honestly, for about 15 years, I wouldn't touch it, because you do realize there is some liability on that. That part goes bad no matter what. And even though you say, oh, I buy it from the same place, you're not going to have the manufacturer to go back on. You need to be buying the parts, because he comes in with a part from AutoZone or whatever it is, from O'Reilly's. It fails, you get in a lawsuit, and I've been in mediations with large corporations over this. They're going to come after you and clean you out. You need to be able to be putting the parts on and buying the parts, because now you're talking about a liability issue of everything for you to be covered. You bought the part, you put it on, you get to go back to O'Reilly's. He brings it in, puts it on, it's just you. Your ass is on the line, and I wouldn't go there. And I know guys will say, well, I charge more and I write on a disclaimer. You know what happens in the court of law? I've been there. I've run shops for 14 years. The judge is always going to side with the consumer, because you're the business and he's a short little guy that doesn't have any money. Case in point, my last thing, and then I'll shut up. But guy comes in with a Volkswagen. His head gasket's out. We go ahead and do a head gasket. 3 months later, he sues me. Small claims court. I didn't put up with any of that crap. I always took a lawyer to small claims court, which I think pissed everybody off. But I don't want to represent myself. That's what I pay a lawyer for. We go to court because his tranny went out. He won. The judge gave it to him. I did a head gasket job, guys. He won. The claim back then was like $2,200 or something. And I was so pissed. I think I paid him $50 for a month for about a year, and then I quit paying him because it just pissed me off that bad. But you don't want to be there. You're opening up yourselves for liability. It's not worth it. You bring your own parts, you bring your own labor.
Yeah. Like Shane says, I don't think that will work. Regardless, the judge will say, but you are the professional.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Wouldn't
no matter what you have in writing, just because
and all it
it's
takes
their
is once.
interpretation too.
Yeah, it just takes one time and you're done. And I'm not saying just done. They're going to clean you out. You're going to lose everything you got. Not worth it. No.
Don't know why StreamYard keeps popping up. Live viewer comments show up here. I know. Go away.
Well, we're done anyway.
Huh. Can't post comments to some destinations. Learn more.
Yeah.
I know enough. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
First time it's done that, guys. But this is also the first time we're streaming this to YouTube too, and apparently we've got a real, improv show.
Maybe he doesn't like it.
I'd have to look into it a little bit further. We may have comments over on the YouTube side. Hey, one of you guys that may have an extra monitor and you want to hop over to the YouTube Mechanic Alliance YouTube page, hit the subscribe button while you're there, please. Take a look and see if there's comments popping up. I got too many screens and I got to watch the live stream comments over here on this side, and I got my StreamYard here with everything else. So
yeah,
I'm out of screens. Oh, most popular people are buying off Rock Auto. That's me. I do it. They're cheap.
Well, you can buy off a Rock Auto too.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I've had mixed results with Rock Auto.
And it depends on the part you're buying, guys. I mean, really, like if I'm doing things that genuinely matter. I'm a GM guy. Keep your GM all GM, except for that rear end, which we put a 9-inch. But I don't touch a Ford part on my car. That's an aftermarket housing. No Ford. Got it? Okay. But I mean, like, I'm getting AC Delco. I'm getting the factory replacement stuff. Other brands that I know I can trust, I'll get those. But I don't want the $1.99 crank sensor that is questionable at best. So, and Bobby's over on the YouTuber side. He says, looks like it's just me over here. Thanks, Bobby. That pops up over here. Look, I can, click him. And Cool. So no idea why that StreamYard, this one, keeps popping up. I'll have to figure out how to get rid of that. I don't want that popping up anymore. Anyways, Kevin says he's got to get out of here. Thanks for showing up, Kevin. We appreciate it. Tuning in and watching this.
we'll get more onto the mobile aspect. Apologize about that. We can't control other people's schedules, but we'll do what we can.
And, you know, on the mobile side, we will have Andre Lambert coming in the not too distant future. I think I've got him set up for the end of April, end of April. You guys are going to make me look, aren't you? Just a second. I pull up my calendar. And Andre is currently mobile, and he's got a lot of things going on. Let's see here.
Man.
I got Andre lined up for April 19th. So there will be more mobile talk, I promise.
He's killing it. He is absolutely killing it. I mean, it is
out of the park.
He makes me look like small fries. He's just killing it.
Well, you're still a large fry. You're 6'7".
Yeah, but he is just, guys, and that's what's great. It's up to you. So, all right. Well, sounds good. Every Tuesday night, let's learn something.
Yeah, Bobby says we can learn something every Tuesday night, even if it's not what you expect. Like I can sing Viking songs.
Yeah, and we talked to our guy this morning, said he'd be here. So there you go.
Justin, we are usually here. We're in Utah. We're in Mountain Standard Time. So 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 5 o'clock on the West Coast, and was it the other way? 8 o'clock on the other coast, on the East Coast. So yeah, we're here 6 o'clock every Tuesday, unless we got some holidays coming up. Christmas and things like that. We take some time off then because it's important.
You're already talking Christmas. You crack me up.
Well,
I'm just going fast. We're a quarter of the way through the year.
This is true. This is true.
Kane, there's our email. You can reach me at, and let's chat.
mray@mechanicalliance.com. You can also reach out to any one of us in the group. Myself, Marvin Ray, David K. Swenson is how he appears in the group. I'm Eric Snow. You got me holding the trophy with my wife and that was my second daughter in that profile pic. That one's a little old. Time for an update.
Yeah.
So, anyways, 7 p.m. your time. Because, I think we were talking, you're in Oklahoma, if I remember right.
It's got to be, he's 6. He's got to be Central Time, yeah.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. I think we're going to call it good here. That was 49 minutes of total off-the-cuff improv. When asked, we'll keep going.
Yeah. Well,
thank you, guys. We'll catch you next time, and we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
Thanks. Bye.